We're not seeking just to improve the lives of these people, we're seeking to bring about change in their lives. So this isn't about maintaining the status quo. We have a pro-poor bias and we intend to change the way they live their lives. Our business model is based on one of partnership, and this is a long-term partnership. We don't stop purchasing simply because we're having problems selling the products. We're in this together and we're in it for a long term.
We chose the partners that we worked with according to criteria, which meant that women would be involved in production and decision making, that there would be a kind of group activity that would lead to change in the communities where these people lived.
Some of our partners have been there from the very beginning, and the majority have been 20 years plus.
I think the thing that strikes me most when I visit the same groups at intervals of 3 or 4 years is the change that you see in the confidence of women. The way that women who could never go outside their households without a male escort now travelled on buses and brought their products to warehouses, who negotiated prices, who spoke in meetings.
আমার নাম তসলিমা বিবি, ভাটকুয়া মহিলা কারুশিল্প সমবায় সমিতি লিমিটেড। আমরা সব গ্রামের মহিলা, মুসলিম মহিলারা, আমাদের মোটামুটি সমস্ত মহিলারা যারা আর কি ওই স্বনির্ভর দিকে আমাদের লক্ষ্য। প্রথমে আমরা গ্রুপ করেছিলাম 2001 সাল থেকে 2003 সালে আমি আমার সঙ্গে যুক্ত। আমার ইচ্ছা যে দারিদ্র্যসীমার নিচে যে মহিলারা আছে এদের নিয়ে কিছু আমি আর কি বেশ একটা কিছু মান্থলি ইনকাম হলে আমাদের সাংসারিক জীবনটাই খুব ভালো হয়। আমাদের স্বামীদের যা ইনকাম সেই হিসেবে সেই ইনকামের দিকে তাকিয়ে থাকলে মহিলাদের সমস্ত যা কিছু যা দরকার সেগুলো ঠিক মতো মেটানো যাচ্ছে না। বাচ্চাদের লেখাপড়ানো শেখানোর দিক থেকেই আমাদের অসুবিধা হয়।
আমার এই কাজটা আমি আজ 8 বছর করছি। এই কাজটা আমার খুবই প্রথম থেকে দেখে আমার খুবই ভালো লেগেছে। আর এই কাজ আমার প্রথম থেকে ছিল যে আমার একটা হাতের কাজ করা আমার প্রথম থেকেই আমার খুব ভালোবাসতাম। হাতের কাজ শেখার খুব আমার আগ্রহ ছিল। যখন এই কাজটা প্রথম আমার আসলো আমার দেখে খুব পছন্দ হলো। আর পছন্দ হতে আমি কাজটা করতে আমার কাজটা খুব ভালো লেগেছে। সেই থেকে আমি এখনও কাজ করছি, করবো, আশা করি আরও ভালো করার চেষ্টা করছি। আর এই কাজের মধ্যে আমি অনেক আশার আলো দেখিয়েছি।
One of the most important things that our trading partners have done is to introduce saving schemes for producers. Sometimes these are compulsory. They're bank accounts that are held particularly in the women's name so that her husband can't get his hands on that money. And with the savings and combined savings of the groups, they've been able to do all sorts of things. Really, education for their children is seen as the most important. I found this particularly in Africa, talking to women that make baskets that we import, that paying their children's school fees was the most important goal, and that's what they made their baskets for.
We want people's lives to transform, and this is why fair trade is growing around the world, because people see it as the vehicle for doing that.
We have a lot of wonderful stories of success that individuals have experienced, but we're looking for ways to measure that so that we can say what we have done has made this difference.
akka yaada kiyyaatti kun doktora tahee kun barsiisaa tahee kun waan adda addaa baratee akkasitti jiraatuun barbaada.
The increase in trade that we are seeing throughout our shops is due to a large part to the awareness that people now have about the products they consume, where they're made, how they're made, and who made them, and how were those people treated.
There's lots of things I like about fair trade and trade in particular. I come in and I buy my coffee because I know that it's making a good positive difference to people, and that the coffee is from a sound place. I also buy a lot of presents from here because they're unique, and again, you know, the people who are making them are actually getting benefits from it, education, training, money, all sorts of things, so that's why I like it.
And we're getting a lot of the cafes that we supply now specifically asking for fair trade coffee, and a lot of the customers that are coming in into our espresso bars and into their ones are requesting and know a lot more about fair trade than what they would have done sort of 2 years ago.
I like the fair trade products because unlike products that are like mass produced in big factories and things, they have a lot less impact on the environment, and they also help support the communities where they are produced and the people living there.
Fair trade offers a sustainable alternative, one that ensures that everyone in the supply chain gets a fair return for the work that they put into it.
It's from that country and where those people and then making it to where it gets to me. When I buy it, I know that each stage is transparent and everyone's getting the best price possible. So it's good.
Well, I've always been interested in being fair, and I believe by supporting fair trade you're actually making a tangible difference to people who can empower their own way of life and empower their own outcomes.
We want to give them the ability to make choices about what work they do, what their family does, what schools they go to, and the education, the sort of choices that we can make. So many people around the world are supporting it, and that's why we're seeing the growth that we are in New Zealand.
I like working for Trade Aid because I love the products, I love the people and the way the structure is set up. I enjoy working with volunteers and different volunteers every day because each and every one of them brings something different to Trade Aid and to the store. I also like the philosophy behind what Trade Aid is doing and how successful it has been, and hope to contribute to how successful it will be in the future.
Unfortunately, we can't buy everything fair trade in New Zealand at the moment, but the more we support places like Trade Aid, the more it will become common. Like Trade Aid are getting more and more products all the time. And there's actually a supermarket chain in the UK which has just gone completely fair trade, so there's no reason that couldn't happen in New Zealand if we support fair trade here.
Economies are driven by consuming. We have to make sure that everyone in that supply chain benefits from that consumer. If they don't, then it's not sustainable. And we're seeing today the outcomes of unsustainable trade. Environmental degradation, people living on little or no income, increase in slavery to meet the lower cost that consumers are expecting in the rich world. Fair trade is saying this can't continue and we want to change it, and we're leading the way in that change.
Trade Aid are working to improve the livelihoods and well-being of disadvantaged producers and speaking out for greater justice in world trade. For more information, check out the website at www.tradeaid.org.nz.